Welcome to the Two Comma Coffee Club show. I am Valerie, and my co-hosts are Lene and Michelle, who are here today. And our special guest is Koti Tea. And you pronounce it like tea, right? It's the same.
No, I pronounce it like tea.
Ta. Okay, ta.
Well, I've got tea.
Great name. And I always like saying tea. It's kind of fun. It's Koti Tea on the Two Comma Coffee Club. I mean, what? There you go. So
okay, we can agree on that.
We'll call her Koti Coffee today.
That's right. Yeah. So Koti has developed as a manifesting, or I should really say law of assumption coach. This is what she makes very specific, because a lot of people say they're law of attraction coach, or they'll say they're a manifesting, we think of ourselves as manifesting mentors. So everybody's a little bit different angle on their coaching. When you're very specific about saying that you're the law of assumption coach, and you may want to talk about that a little bit first,
Okay.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that, because it's a very strong distinction, and I think for people who are new to Neville and the law of assumption and states, it's good to understand that where you're coming from.
So first of all, I see quite a big difference between a love of attraction and love of assumption. Also with its history, where in love of attraction, we have all of those techniques, sometimes very crazy techniques. And this concept that we should set our settings, kind of our how we vibrate, and in a very specific way to attract to us things from the outside.
Yeah,
things come to us. Meanwhile, there's love assumption that kind of describes the world a bit in the opposite way. So we are pushing the stuff out from there. So the direction, I see a different direction of how love of assumption work and how love of attraction work. But in the same time, I don't want to agree with anyone. I'm just using this name to kind of underline that what people can expect working with me, and that is not telling them to script, affirm, energize their water. That's not my style of working. That's not what I do with people.
Yeah. Everybody has a little bit different way of doing that. So as for yourself, I mean, how did you come to finding Neville and really deep diving into what his concepts are, and getting involved in understanding, occupying states, state akin to sleep, things you talk about quite a lot in your blog and your social media posts. Yeah. The short answer.
Do you want a long story or do you want a short story? Because the short story that says that, okay, I was a weird kid when I was a kid, and I was always into those stuff. I was into love of attraction. I was into spell work. I studied religion and philosophy, okay? So you have the background. And yeah, I was a tarot reader. I was a professional tarot reader, and I was working with people as a esoteric coach, things like that. And there was some deep crap in my life when I just finally saw, okay, what I am doing for so many years, that stuff doesn't work. But in the same time, I already experienced that there is something that something more to life than just its material side. And then I just attracted, manifested, however someone wants to call it, Neville Goddard. First, the way I met Neville was this very sad side. That's like specific person and like manifesting a specific person. I was into that for a while, but then it wasn't working. But I was still into still learning about Neville and reading more and more. And that's also the way I finally found 2020, and I stick around, and then I met new people, and then I finally got how this is working. Then I became a coach. Then I started coaching people who now are coaches, right? So it's like big cycle.
Ooh, no, that's great. If you're a coach and you train people and they go on and become coaches,
that's fantastic.
That's, isn't it? Yeah, it's a really great honor to you.
Koti, what was it that switched? Sorry, what was it that made you switch? When you said you finally got it, what was it that was the aha moment for you? Did you have one? What was it that made you go, I've got it now, I get it?
There was a lot aha moments that finally combine into my conviction right now that I can say I know how this works.
Yeah.
I know the mechanics behind it. But before getting that, it was just about begging the universe and endless rising vibration. And I was having some wins. I was having some manifestation, but I had no idea how, and I have no idea how to repeat it. And how to get more of what I want.
Well, I think that's
right now.
Yeah, but don't you all find that, for most of us and for others who come into this work, it is very uneven. It's choppy in the beginning because you go, how did that, because you're first becoming aware that you start really paying attention to what you're imagining. But it's kind of like it kind of flicker in and out a little bit until you're in that steady place, right? So,
and that takes time. And that's where people, instead of giving up, it's like, no, keep persisting in that. You're learning and growing, and guess what's going to happen if you think you're going to quit? Well, you're going to run right into it again because it's you.
Yes, guess who? Yeah. So that was starting to happen. So then so pick up again where we just sort of jumped on that. But Koti, you were like, it was a little, and you couldn't quite figure it out. So at some point, something came together for you.
Yeah. But I'm absolutely sure I know it that's nothing unusual. That happens to everyone who just really want to know and who are trying and basing on their own experience, because the biggest mistake that people are doing is just endless reading, watching, more reading, more watching some courses and trying to intellectually grasp it. And then it's just not possible. Because someone needs to have her own experience, and then you have, that works. Okay, I did that and that worked. So right now I will do that again for something else. And then if that will work one more time and the second time and the third time, everything changed. Because then the question how to get rid of doubts, how to gain more clarity. Is it possible that I will get that? Do I have to be happy all of the time? Those questions just they became irrelevant.
So the more you experience, the more you discover, and the more you discover, the more you experience.
Exactly, yeah.
Right. So that all started to add up for you. And then you started, it became more consistent, more regular for you to really get be in that manifesting groove, so to speak. And then as you got more into coaching from whatever other things you were doing and you were transitioning into that, eventually you came up with the concept that you've been mentioning a lot about relaxed manifesting, because people can get very intense about manifesting. We've all had our moments,
and frustrated.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's actually, there's a funny story behind it. And that story is more funny than deep. So for most of the time, actually, my webpage is still called this way, even if I have a different domain. I bought the different domain, but it's not switched yet. Was called Living with Neville. But as I started coaching, as I started sharing what I know, there came people telling that I understand it wrong. Neville was teaching something else. And and maybe I understand Neville wrong. I don't know. What I know is what I teach works, what I do work, right? So then I needed to change the name. I started wanting to change the name to underline, okay, people, I'm sharing with you not what I wrote, not what I think that someone was sharing. I'm sharing with you the fact I changed my life, because it changed tremendously. And then I have my Facebook group, and in this Facebook group, I have also two moderators, my great friends, that's Ivana and Jason.
Yeah.
And it was actually Jason's idea that, relaxed manifesting, call it relaxed manifesting. And that's how it became relaxed manifesting. But that's what I teach, because what I teach is very far away from stressing, obsessing, always improving. I want people to know how to really live in the end, and that living in the end is being relaxed about the outcome, because you know that it will be there.
So it's about the surrender of it.
Yeah.
And some people,
I love the metaphor.
They don't, that word surrender is there's such a stigma.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it sounds like complacent. It sounds like submissive, like in a
you're giving into it.
Yeah. And so I've been trying to play with a new way to use that word, but that's exactly what it is. It's surrendering instead of fighting. Oh my God, I'm in a bad place today. You're just I'm in a bad place today, whatever. And just surrendering.
Let it move through. And
then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, I'm out of it. I'm fine now.
Because this surrendering is kind of like accepting, but not really. It's not that we agree for it. It's that we assume, we know that's the fact. And doesn't matter if we know about manifesting or we have no idea what that is, we are doing it all the time. Someone is telling us something, and we surrender to it. We accept, okay, that's true. He said it, that's true. TV said it, that's true. Government decided, that's true. That's the fact. That's how the world is, right?
Right.
Well, see, that's right. Surrender, yes, it's true. Surrender is a very misunderstood word, because we think of it as giving up in a negative way. But it was once it was once in a seminar thing I did years and years ago. Someone said the difference is, one is I give up. That's that kind of surrender. I give up. And the other one is I give up. And that movement is that movement toward the highest in yourself. So you're giving over to that I am state. Yeah, it's a very cool way of describing it.
Valerie always drops these like historic facts.
She does, right?
Facilitator.
That is like so interesting. That is so interesting. Also because of the language. I'm not a native English speaker, right? And for me, going into this discussion, like giving up, that doesn't really make sense. But in my native language, surrender translates into poddacie, and that word is similar to being elastic. Because very cool. You know, you need to surrender into poddacie on the water, or you can say it about the material when it's like soft and flexible. You say that it's poddacie. It's the material is surrendering to how you you know. It doesn't have it like sense right now in English.
Wow.
Right, but in my language settings. Yeah, the relatives that goes in this direction.
That's beautiful. You can't really translate it, but it's got isn't that a wonderful thing about
giving the material,
the flexibility or the fluid or whatever it is. That's
I think
really
it's
wonderful.
Side note, but I think it's funny when you actually look at definitions from other languages of things and how in English you're just like, what the hell? Like everybody else in the world calls fall autumn, and we call it fall because the leaves fall. Like how ugly is that? Like that's not even you know what I'm saying? So like I love hearing like definitions and phrases and stuff from other languages, because you're just like, man, fuck the English language. I want to hear something different. It explained differently.
Yeah. So in my mind, surrendering, it translates it sounds like it's close to going with the flow. Yeah, it's like being on the river. And
I love that.
Yeah, that's that's beautiful image. So you have that quality of flowing with the moment or flowing with things, and you see that's the thing, because people have a lot of that resistance. So it's because it's the mental stuff that comes along, all the ideas, all the baggage, all the stuff we've gotten from other people that we think is a lot of people. We go around thinking we're being such original thinkers, but probably 85% of the stuff in the head is coming from all over the place, and we don't even own it. It's not even our stuff. But it's a smattering of this and a little thing of that, and and a spoon of something else. But to really free yourself of all that and truly stand in your own space, it is very, very challenging, because a large part of us, even as we start doing this work, we start realizing we're dropping those layers of the onion, the peeling away of stuff. And sometimes that means, relationships and other things go along with that. But it's because we like to feel, there's that little bit of conformism that so many people have. We all have had it. It's because we want to be with the in crowd. We want to know the in stuff. We want to know the secret handshake and all the cool stuff. So when you get to that point, like where you started really rocking your manifesting, you begin to realize it's a different situation. It doesn't conform to what the norms of society are. And we like to feel we're cooler by going along with everybody else, but
that's more
really
rigid, whereas this is fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You know, so Koti, from your perspective, you started, you know, opening that more and more to people, because you point things out, you know, you'll point out, you know, it's not the cards, it's not this, and you'll say it's not your dead grandma. She can be very funny, you know, you're very comic sometimes in your writing, and it cracks me up to read some of your stuff, because
actually it can be funny for you, but that was real. For so many years, I believe that, you know, I'm getting signs from my dead ancestors, including my grandma talking to me and wanting stuff for me. So yeah.
Same.
Oh gosh, yeah. Sure. So, but it's when you kind of go, wait a minute, it isn't what I thought that was. And that's really, you know, that's a really, really challenging thing. Now, sometimes it can feel really good, but for some people, it's like, it's hard to let go of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I kind of feel, maybe Koti can, you know, you'll bring your perspective too, is it's okay if you like it in and of itself, but you're not going to attach the same stuff to it that you did, you know. So if you suddenly hear something that your departed beloved grandma said to you, and it comes into your mind, and then it's like a memory or something that you treasure, you know, it's something that you hold in your heart and you have love for it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to use that as a thing that says this is the message I'm getting, or something like that, you know.
This determines whether I actually get my desire or not. Because of
right? Yeah.
Because of what you said.
Yeah. Koti, you've manifested like trips. You wanted to get to Paris. That was a great story. How did, you know, when you got to Paris, you didn't expect, you know, it's like all of a sudden you didn't think you could do it because your job and the job you had at the time or whatever, and so many things were in your way. And next thing we see is this beautiful picture of you by the Seine River in Paris, or something like that.
That was
right?
one of those aha moments, because I knew exactly what I did, and it seemed like I gave up. Because what I did, my logical mind said, okay, we are like 2 weeks to the deadline, and it's like, it's not going to work. But then I asked myself, what do I really want here? And that was, spending this specific birthday in Paris, celebrated in Paris. So I said, okay, so I will give myself those memories. And my first idea was, okay, so after my birthday, I will revise that they were where I wanted them to be. But then I was like, okay, but if all time is now, that means that I don't have to wait, and that I can revise it even right now, even before the day. So I revised. I imagined that it passed, that it didn't happen like I wanted it. But then I revised that it happened. I did like some like weird movement in my imagination. And then I just, okay, so yeah, I will remember this birthday as they happened in Paris, and started, you know, looking for alternative idea how to spend it. But yeah, I ended up in Paris.
But that's the point, isn't it? Is that when you're manifesting, it's already happened, and that the time is always now. There is I remember 20 talking about how time is so vast that if you experience time it as a chunk or a day, then when you're manifesting, it's easier to understand that it's already happened, or that the time is now, that you already have it in the now.
Interesting.
Why?
Right, because time is
Lana,
it's not linear. Yeah.
No, it looks like Lana had hair. Aha moment right now.
So yeah, so that experience is, yeah. So you find that perhaps some of the things are happening faster for you, Koti, or it just depends on the thing, or what do you find with that? Or do people come to you and go, I can't get this thing off the ground, I'm trying to figure out, when am I going to get this thing that I want, or whatever, I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and somehow this is not going forward. So what do you say to people like that? Where do you get them to focus on that?
I can't answer this question right now because people come to me with so different beliefs that there is not one recipe. Yeah, that works this way, but it depends where you are where you are starting. Okay, how to lead you to that point of self-realization. What I do, and that's why I base on working with people one-on-one. I see the power there. When it's not, okay, there's like the course, it's like pre-recorded, it's like pre-made, have some fun with it. I did it so many times, but it's not only the application, but also talking with people who did it, and asking about my specific struggles, which were never specific, for real. That really helped me.
People that wish to follow you or have the one-to-one sessions with you, where can they now find you on Facebook and your website, please?
Okay, so anyone who wants to find me, it will be absolutely enough to just type in Google Koti Tea, Koti Tea. I'm basically okay how you want to read it, or Living with Neville. You can find me on Instagram. You can find my page. Basically, one more time, if you will find my page, you will find everything, because they are links to the podcast that which one I'm not recording anymore for the moment, but there's
a lot on there already.
There's like a lot of on them, a lot of them already. Like my Instagram, that is also really rich in knowledge. I share something valuable on stories every single day, at least. I'm really fine. I'm sorry guys.
All right.
I got lost. What I'm saying.
And your blogs, you do the most fantastic blogs. If ever I'm searching for something or want to understand something, I also go to your Living with Neville website page, because your blogs are fantastic, and there's always one that answers my question.
Yeah, that's great. So, and it's true, I see you in Instagram all the time. You show up there a lot with some, very sharp comments. So it's great to see you over there. So thank you, Koti. It's been a joy.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you
for invitation. You are amazing. You're really good. A great job. I love that you are really showing you are not interviewing only coaches, but you are just interviewing people, everyone with success. And that is so great, because the best message, the message people need to finally hear is that, that's doable. That's really nothing special.
Yeah.
And that you can do it.
Everyone can do it. Everybody already is.
Doesn't matter your age, your race, your ethnicity, what part of the world you're from, your bank account. Yeah. So that's why I enjoy it, because we get to talk to a lot of people, and hell, just friggin' talking to Michelle and Valerie all day. I'm like, yeah, you know, when we add somebody to that, it's just like the expansion is so amazing. And we'd love to have you back on in a couple months. And like this, we want to see like when we've talked to you now and in hell in a couple months, just how much you've grown from even that, you know, and us too. So yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Do it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Koti.
I've seen a lot of,
Thank
I have
you one
seen a
more
lot
time.
of changes too in you. So it's great, you know, when someone comes back and then we can, you know, say, what are you up to now? And all kinds of incredible stuff has been happening. So yeah.
Just for everybody at home, you can find us everywhere at 2 Coffee Club. So that includes Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. We also have our own podcast on Spotify and Anchor.fm, and we are going to be running a 1-hour session with imagineyouacademy.com with the Gather platform, and it is going to be teaching you how to banish your money anxieties in order to live from a state of wealth. So please check that out too. It's coming up in April.
Yep.
Oh,
All right. Thanks again. See you soon.
Bye.
thank you.
Bye.